So, we're going to start this with the inevitable Grixis Delver.
Yeah, we were talking about Grixis Delver before the match started, and we were describing it as the boogeyman of the format.
Okay, yeah, I feel like, this is the question that we have to answer about any deck we're going to put out there is like, what does it do against Grixis Delver?
Exactly. I don't know if you saw this article, but Brian Brown doing a BBD published an article on TCG Player,
right.
I think earlier this week, about the most overrated. Did you read that?
Yeah, where did he put Grixis Delver?
Grixis Delver was number 1 on the most overrated,
Woof.
I believe.
Interesting.
Not sure about the order. The 3 were definitely Lands, Miracles,
was in there.
and Grixis Delver.
Is Miracles that overrated right now?
Here, back to the match. Aaron starting this off with the Gitaxian Probe.
Oh, he sees a reanimate.
Oh. So, we'll see if Aaron follows up with a discard spell, or if this is just more of a casual, let's see what we're working with on the other side.
Yeah, I think with, I don't think he has a discard. Well, he's not going to play one off a drop.
Starting us off with a Tropical Island into a Delver. Classic opener, reminiscent even of the Rug Delver days.
Yeah, right.
And that was still a deck.
Oh.
So
will he be able to reanimate something? That is the question.
Oh, we're not going to get to know. It's been days.
Grixis Delver, so bad.
Oh, this is not going well for Austin so far. Aaron's going to reveal that Daze off the top, flipping the Delver to 3-2 we know so well.
The worst possible world.
This is the darkest timeline.
This is just 2018 all over. Just this first minute of the game.
Mm-hmm. So Austin's going to get hit down to 17 there.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if we're going to have to redo all these videos if there's a Deathrite ban. Which I feel like is becoming more and more inevitable.
That was on the Legacy, MTG Legacy subreddit today. That was the top post. Emergency Deathrite Shaman ban.
The April Fool's joke.
Exactly.
Oh, we got there!
Yep, Aaron cannot indeed do anything about that.
He could misdirect it onto nothing, which is not a thing he can
Looks
do.
like Aaron might have kept a one-lander here. He's going for the Brainstorm. So what are we looking for, you think, if we're in Aaron's position?
Is that a Wasteland? Doesn't feel too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a land that actually does something, though. I guess he's got... So it looks like he's putting back a Lightning Bolt and something else, which obviously can't cast the Lightning Bolt. I think just pressure. Obviously, a Deathrite would be lovely, right? You know, you're powering it with any of the fetches you're finding and everything.
Aaron utilizing what we call that perfect Brainstorm by following it up with a Flooded Strand, going to fetch out a Underground Sea.
Underground Sea. Here we go. He's doing something.
Maybe it's His Holiness himself, Deathrite Shaman, coming down. And we're all in suspense. Oh, it's the Shaman.
Here we go.
DRS himself has arrived. Quinn expressing his true feelings about how he feels about the...
I kind of think Deathrite's whatever, but for me, and I think I said this on the last one, but the moment where Deathrite kind of had to go for me was... I saw the check pile deck a few months ago that you guys had built, and I was like, oh, well, you just Blood Moon these a-holes to death, and then, of course, it's playing Blood Moon, and it's like, this isn't okay. Like, this can't be the world that we're living in. Okay, he's repealing it.
That'll return the Deathrite Shaman to Aaron's hand, and Austin gets to take a draw. So he found a crop rotation. So we'll see what of his many options he chooses to
rotate for. I don't know... So what kind of, crop rotation package is Austin running?
I know from the deck tech we did a minute ago that the main, he has 4 real targets. Aaron's going to do a ponder. The 4 targets are Karakas, Bajukabog, Cabal Pit, which is kind of a spicy one.
Okay.
And Lumbering Falls as a potential finisher. So Cabal Pit, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's a non-basic land, obviously, that taps for a black if you pay 1 life. However, if you have Threshold, I think you can pay a black and sack it to give a creature -2/-2 and end of turn. And as Austin's pointing out in the deck tech, it's really helpful for Delver decks that aren't used to dealing with creature kills outside of, like, there needs to be
Spells
different,
that can, interact with.
It's a land, and Stifle isn't exactly a hot play these days.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Stifle's a popular thing in the Delver decks now.
No, I don't think so. It's really more for the very finely tuned Rug Delver deck, which isn't
a thing now.
Nope, not a thing. It's like Aaron, we played that Deathrite Shaman, passed it back. Austin has extra fetch lands.
Yeah.
Ooh. Baleful Strix. Resolves, looks like.
So, what do you think of the sort of assertion that the problem in the format right now is that blue has too good a, like, blue/black has too good a creature base?
Oh, I don't know. I think Deathrite Shaman's the main problem.
Yeah.
That we're dealing with exactly the example that you just gave a minute ago with a check pile playing, like, Blood Moon just because of Deathrite Shaman, right?
Yeah, it's like you can Deathrite Shaman is enough to power a 4-color deck through.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I am, I guess, known for playing non-blue decks that tend to punish decks like the Delver decks with playing Chalice the Void, Blood Moon, and Friends, sometimes in the same deck. So, Deathrite is just, it's an annoying clock, essentially, and it's, if they can get it down, True-Name on Aaron's side.
These are, like, all of the things that are a problem right now. It's just like he's just doing all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just send this to Wizards. Be like, what have you done?
Well, the famous story where, what'd they have to do? Band top. The sign of Wizards. I think that someone sent a pizza. And it said band top. Right, so it looks like, to my eye, Austin's in a little bit of a rough spot.
It's really hard to tell with Tainted Pact when he's in a rough spot or when he's in a normal spot.
Or the deck wants to beat Shrug. The good news is he's at 17. Aaron hasn't really applied much of a clock, and it's hard to see Aaron's life total. I suspect it's around, like, 15 or so.
Oh, yeah, it's right in that hot spot on the camera. He's at 15. Okay, so whenever he adjusts Austin's
16.
life total, we'll be able to see. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's 16. So 16 all, which I think is actually a really good place for the Tainted Pact control deck to be in. Because now we have a clock with True-Name, but it's a good question what that
12?
is.
12? Okay, 15. Okay.
15, 16.
I was like, 12? What happened?
And so this is actually, there's a 5-turn-ish clock with, like, the True-Name alone. Ooh, Crop Rot, what is happening?
Yeah, what is he Crop Rot for?
Sacrificing the Tropical Island.
Could it be...
The Cabal Pit is... No, it's a Cabal Pit that we were just talking about. It's like we knew this would happen.
Yeah. Okay, Cabal Pit. So, can he do it now? Does he if he doesn't have Threshold, though?
He's 6. Yeah.
So, what do you think about that play? If he has to pass with the Wasteland, obviously that just gets...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like he's really pressured into acting.
Although, wait, does he... No, he has Threshold now. Yeah.
Oh, it's killing off.
Yeah, we just didn't see something.
Oh, okay. Counting's hard. Looks like he's maybe delving something.
Yeah, he plays... What is it?
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
So it's an Innocent Blood.
Oh,
but Aaron claps back with that force of will.
The feel bads.
Yeah, down to 15. So 15-13.
Okay, still not terrible.
No.
Does he have any way to recur lands? He can't do that at all, can he?
Not to my memory. Okay. Alright, so Austin just going aggro. I mean, can't block with the Baleful Strix, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing a ton of work right now. And I guess a Baleful Strix is pretty great to hold back, Delvers or anything.
Exactly, yeah. And of course, you already get the value off of it.
What just happened?
Reanimate.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Reanimate.
I forgot he had that.
Yeah, that's the thing about Tainted Pact. You don't know what's going to come out of that hand.
I mean, I think that's a real strength of the deck. It's not Turbo Xerox. Like, you can't account for anything. The cards you can think of amount to, like, 15 total cards out of 75. You
have to use all of your legacy knowledge, not just, like, your specific
It's a control deck playing fucking Reanimate. Like,
exactly,
it's awesome.
Exactly.
So earlier, we were at my house, and he was trying to remember what it was, and he bolts his own Deathrite.
Ooh.
This is what Legacy has become. I slid that Reanimate over to him and he was like, oh, I bet Reanimate's cool. I was like, take one.
Bajuka Bog,
okay.
Aaron.
So that holds back like a Gurmag Angler. So Bojuka Buck seems pretty great here.
Yeah, Austin definitely still fighting the good fights. 13-9. We're on a 3-turn clock from the True-Name.
He's not as far ahead as you would expect for the disparity between True-Name and...
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon now is down to 6, and Aaron will be to 12, I think.
Yeah.
Is he at 13? Or?
I thought he was at 13, but...
All right, so he's just going to draw off that.
Let's take a cycle with a Nihil Bomb, essentially. All right, so Austin is looking for some sort of sacrifice effect, like a Liliana would be great. Aaron still has 2 cards in hand, so it could be a Force of Will, a Daze of some kind, and Aaron's done a good job managing Austin's mana base, right? So a Daze would be especially effective right now, or any sort of a soft permission, as it were.
Right.
Oh, but Austin did find that extra land to pay for a Daze, but it's like nothing here. I could see a Tainted Pact for an Innocent Blood.
Tainted Pact is... You can never count it out. Okay, so we're finally going to have some clue what's going on here. A
Flusterstorm, Spell
Snare, and a Scrubland.
Yeah, good for you. I can never tell which Scrubland and Savannah from this distance. I'm like, I don't know, one of those. I always make my opponent tell me which one it is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's my damn Scrubland, so... like,
so you extra recognize it.
Hey, Austin.
Down to 3, dead to a Lightning Bolt, and we know... Lightning Bolt's not going to do with the Spell Snare in Austin's hand, especially with that Flusterstorm. Looks like Aaron's going to try it anyway.
Okay.
Maybe it's 2 Lightning Bolts.
Well, he can't Spell Snare, though.
Oh, you're right, yeah. I apologize. I was thinking it was something else. Yeah, Spell Snare's 2 or more. Oh, and that's the Scooperinos.
Yeah. Okay, alright, so game 1 to... Grixis Delver. So what does Austin have in the sideboard for this? From his deck.
What a great question.
Honestly have no damn clue.
I think there's a Rest in Peace that I remember, which could be good to try to combat the graveyard element.
It's a lot of white cards for sure. So you cut off Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah,
Austin,
that could be good.
Cutting off his own one of Deathrite Shaman.
Right, or of course his own Reanimate. I assume if that's a strategy, that's what's getting boarded out. Or Bojuka Buck then becomes a little less useful.
So what
you're going for.
What do you think about... I mean, is it a weakness of the deck that anything you're siding in is a one of? I mean, obviously you have Tainted Pact 2 Demonic Tutor for it, but...
You know, I don't necessarily think so, because the way that Tainted Pact is set up is that you have an answer for everything. It's hard getting it at exactly the right time. That's why you use Tainted Pact. You know, you kind of get to spin the wheel, and ideally it's kind of an instant speed Demonic Tutor, right? Whenever you really need it.
Right.
I have no idea if Demonic Tutor's instant or sorcery, but regardless. And I think the way it is, you know, it's a silver bullet deck for any sort of situation. So the only 2 we have in the sideboard is Mindbreak Trap, because, you know, as Austin put it when we were doing the deck tech, if there's ever a situation where you need Mindbreak Trap, you're just going to stop when you hit it. Yeah,
that's fair.
Remember, we have a Golgari Charm in the sideboard too, which definitely is coming in here for the True-Name Nemesis.
That seems just good.
And that's all I can kind of remember off the top of my head that are, I would suspect auto includes for Austin, but I'm sure there might be more that show. Yeah. There's also there's an Invasive Surgery, but that's definitely not coming in. It seemed like Austin's deck was more built to be the fast combo that we usually tend to run into.
I know. I think
the city.
I blame myself.
You are the meta.
Well, yeah, I feel like, you know, Aaron and I were kind of the only 2 people playing dumb fast combos, and then slowly everyone else started doing it. I don't know what happened.
Yes, and of course, good.
Because everyone was kind of like hating on it. Everyone was like, "That's dumb and bad," and then suddenly everyone's playing dumb, bad, fast combo.
Yeah, or in my case, decks specifically designed to beat dumb, bad, fast combo.
Yeah.
But I did actually. I was playing Imperial Painter, which I suspect we'll see featured later in this video series. Just the red-white painter, the Strawberry Shortcake version.
Right.
And Aaron was playing, what's it? The Storm, Rihanna Storm? or no, Land Nauseum. Land Nauseum is what it's called.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and I was playing Painter, and I was, you know, kind of concerned about how it was going to go, but I was able to go turn 1 Ancient Tomb into Painter named Blue or whatever.
Yeah.
And he Thoughtseize me, but I had cleverly gone down to 6 and left a Grindstone on top of my deck, so the next turn I was able just to go Ancient Tomb, Grindstone, Shrug, win.
Yeah.
Which worked out well. But yeah, so like I enjoy decks like that, dude. They're sort of own fast combo. Anyway, I got off track. But yes, there is a lot of fast combo in the Austin meta.
All right, yeah, well, yeah, and I feel like it's been sort of the, I don't know, maybe the disappearance of like the 1Ks and stuff around here. So there's not as much. Like if you're just kind of showing up for random daily events, like yeah, you know, you're kind of just screwing around a lot of the time. I mean, I'm screwing around. So because I feel like, you know, a few years ago it was just like Delver, D&T, City.
Absolutely.
Hating on my bad fast combos.
Yeah, let's see. You know, and that's the thing. It's like I think people express this about Modern too, but most of the time you have like your one deck, or it's like a years long project to invest into a second deck, or like transform your non-blue deck into a blue deck.
Sure.
Yeah, we've been either real fair or really degenerate combo, and me.
yeah.
Doing my stompy thing. Oh, that was a reveal for a hand that was apparently not good. It's like, so we see a force.
Force, is that a miscalculation? No,
that's the other one. Yeah, disrupt. Remind me what disrupt does.
We can look that up.
I know it's a counter spell.
Classic
based on the
Pact. No idea what that does.
So you'll see an Underground Sea from Austin, an Opt. Oop. Oh, well, it's getting mulligan, so...
I just looked that up for nothing. For those of you who were wondering, Disrupt is counter target instant, interrupt, or sorcery spell unless its caster plays an additional one.
Well...
Draw a card.
Well, thank goodness that it's going to be able to hit that Force of Will.
Yeah.
That interrupt.
That everyone's mulliganing and... You know,
Well, hey, we will know for the future.
We will.
Interrupt. I remember I wasn't playing when they changed those rules, were you? The interrupt instant distinction?
Yeah, no, I think... Wait, there was a distinction? I thought that was just a dumb way of saying instant.
No. Oh, I think there was a distinction. Like, you could respond to anything on the stack. I don't know. It was before my time.
Wow, okay.
Because I only started playing in, 2013. So I'm a relative noob by legacy standards. Okay, so it looks like Aaron has a hand of Flooded Strand. That we know.
Ponder and something red.
True.
That might be a Pyromancer.
I could see that. I can see that being true.
Because it doesn't look like a lightning bolt, which I think is the only other red card. Oh, he did board in Price of Progress and stuff.
That is mean. I think Austin only has one basic land. It's a swamp.
Did he cut? He used to run, like, snow-covered and normal basics.
I didn't see those when we were doing the deck tech, but I could just be blind. Okay, so Austin is at 19. Using the invisible ink we have provided.
Yeah, that's not great.
Nope. And he's going to lead off with a blue Delta fetch into a Bayou. Grab a more there. Yeah, we're going to keep track of life totals manually for...
There you go. Smart.
Alright, so Austin's at 19, deploying our best friend, Deathrite Shaman. Aaron's going to go down to 19 himself off of Flooded Strand, and, what's going to grab here? A Volcanic, you think?
There it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess if that's a bold or something, you just...
Yeah,
you kill Deathrite right here.
I would. based on his hand. Also, you don't want to get in... Okay, just a Delver.
Okay, a Delver.
I think you don't want to get into that annoying dueling Deathrite situation.
That is fair.
Right,
the Cabal Pit.
So far away from being...
Golgari Charm!
Gosh.
Got
and
there.
The fact that... Is Golgari Charm just opponent's creatures?
I think it's all creatures.
So the fact that Deathrite's a 1/2 for no reason is like...
Yeah, it's personally one of the parts about Deathrite I find the most annoying. That's a 1/2 as opposed to a 1/1.
Yeah, or an 0/1. Like, why does it have 1 power? Why does it need to have that?
Okay, we're going to go down to 17 after casting a Young Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Get Probe.
Feels bad to have already used that Golgari Charm.
Mm-hmm.
Is opting to look at the... What is up? Top card? And then,
you just scry one and then draw. Gonna leave that on top off the opt.
Double.
Ooh, double probe down to 15.
Or was that just the first probe?
I think it's the first probe.
Yeah, and then he just responded with opt. Okay, that is a blue card. And
I think it's that disrupt again that we were talking about. Thank goodness you looked it up.
What were the odds that he would find that same disrupt again. I mean, I think that's so interesting that with one copy, the actual probability that you see any of these cards is pretty low.
I know.
We've not gotten to see a Tainted Pact activation. I'm really hoping that we see, like, the fireworks go off and...
Austin dropping down to 17, it looks like, off that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a Watery Grave. So it's down to 16.
It looks like he's at 15. Or maybe that's bad 6.
It's a 16.
Okay. Bad 6.
And then pass the turn.
Oh, okay. Oh, Brainstrom.
Get another Pyromancer token. Will Aaron.
I will say that one thing I really appreciate in a Magic card is, like, is it kind of cinematic to resolve? I really like Ad Nauseam where you're flipping cards over.
Yeah.
Things like that. Oh, is he? Oh, he's gonna get the... Yes.
Caster Golgari Charm.
Oh, the Golgari. Okay, alright.
Well, that was very exciting. Now we're going to find out right now if it's opponent's creatures, but... Burst. That's Jack, though.
Damn you, Grixis Delver.
Well,
wait,
a bummer.
Yeah, it gets exiled.
Yes, we got lots of Pyromancer
so
tokens on the
now
other
there's
side.
a whole crap ton of tokens. We need to make some elemental tokens or something if we're going to keep doing this.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll make that happen for sure. We have infinite tokens here. One of our colleagues, I guess from Austin City, or ATOG City Limits, Mike, had recently printed up a bunch of elemental tokens that are all memes from the internet.
Yeah, did we ever find out what those were? I was really confused by all of those.
He's too cool for me, so I cannot answer that question.
Yeah.
Or perhaps more meme-friendly than I.
Yeah.
Looks like Aaron's going to have to play defense here. And Austin, unfortunately, not able to activate that Deathrite Shaman on end step because he used it for the failed Golgari Charm ploy.
That felt good to me. I don't know anything about playing blue Magic, but...
It looked fun.
That seemed like the thing to do. Oh, he's... Okay, alright. We're combining the...
Oh, Delver's going to flip
Oh,
off
boy.
up under.
Oh, jeez.
Tell us how you really feel. Yeah, just Beats by Dre getting it down to 13.
Beats by Dre. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
right.
12. Oh, yeah, that's right, of course. Math is hard. Down to 12.
There's a Ponder.
Yeah, the Ponder that
Oh, the Disrupt.
Is he going to pay for it? That's a question. Okay, can't tell. It looks like he let it go and is just going to Ponder again.
Wow.
Fair. Sometimes you just have it all.
Yeah. It seems like one of the cool things about this Tainted Pact deck is in kind of downgrading the power level of a lot of these cards. You're adding the ability to cantrip to them. So, you know, where Disrupt might be better as a spell pierce, you are still getting to draw cards.
Absolutely, that's an excellent point. Like, Repeal and, I don't recall if he plays Remand or not. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen Remand, but also it could be in there, and I would have no idea. Oh, shit.
To Angles has arrived.
And a Flip Delver, and 5 Pyromancer.
It's not looking good if you're on Team Austin here. This is Grixis Delver doing what it wants to do.
Alright.
So, okay.
Tainted Pact for Ensnaring Bridge, pass.
Inquisition, see what's going on. Just a Wasteland.
Also bad.
I don't know if Austin's got a way to crawl out of this one. It's going to require some pretty intense magic.
He's got his own one of Ponder. What can we...
I think I saw a miscalc in an Underground Sea, but I'm not positive.
Interesting. Did he...
You're going to have to... Well, now the Golgari Charm's gone.
That feels bad, man.
Helpful here, but not amazing.
Yeah, that doesn't...
I'm thinking... Alright, so I think we might have a better chance with the ground game. So my instinct here is probably just getting to Threshold to try to get the Cabal Pit online. In order to kill off the Delver. Because I think that's sort of like threat number 1.
Sure. Yeah, I think if... I mean, any kind of -1/-1 effect would be awesome to just clear out the Pyromancer. If you could get like a... if you could like deluge away...
Deluge is a great point.
Like everything but the
Gurmag Angler, and then has a follow-up with some sort of Snapcaster.
Although, so if you have a Toxic Deluge in your hand right now, that's a...
Sweet Tassie Molassie.
Tassie Molassie. Oh my god.
Looks like he's down 1 for maybe casting. Yeah, down 1 off of the Cabal Pit. paying mana there.
So if you have hypothetically a Toxic Deluge at this point, do you just do it for 5 and clear everything out, or do you leave the Angler and hope to...
Oh, gosh.
it?
That's tricky. We're at 11. That brings us down to 6 within a couple, lightning bolt range, right?
Yeah.
I would probably go for the Gusto there, to be honest, and, just get rid of everything.
That feels better, because if you don't have that long to find an answer to the...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're only losing 3 more life.
Let's think about it. That would be, if we just go down 2 and we're at 11, that brings us to 9. That's like a 2-turn clock off the Angler, right?
Yeah.
So you might as
well just...
It's similar in terms of the math. Oops, so we got blocks. Exciting times are coming. Tassiger is just going to go in front of the elemental token. Eat that.
So puts us into 4. Hopefully he's pretty confident about having an answer to something.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we still have a Tassiger, so I guess there's the outside chance we could, I don't know if we can use these as a Delve ability, right? Because I think that's 4. And we only have 3 lands in play, one of which costs us life. Interestingly, Aaron's tapped off of red, so it's not like we're going to die, right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this is a kind of a rough spot for Austin still.
Yeah.
Look at the Tainted Pact. You might just go for it, see what he finds.
I think you just rip it.
Yeah, flip it or rip it, Legacy Edition.
That's essentially what you're doing with Tainted Pact.
Yeah.
And I just really appreciate, again, it's like a fun card to resolve.
Oh, absolutely.
There's like a tactile kind of element to it that
Speaking of, our hero has arrived.
Okay.
Going for Flooded Strand, Flusterstorm, useless.
So a lot of the time I see Austin actually resolve this, he doesn't quite know what he's looking for. He's just sort of... And that's not to say a lot of the time, but that has happened where it's sort of like, okay, let's see if I can...
Dark Blast would have been great earlier in the game, I think.
Yeah.
Dark Blast is also on the board, I believe. Looks like he boarded that in.
Okay. He's just showing us his okay, so hitting a Tainted Pact is always kind of a big deal here.
Because what happens in that case?
So if he hits that's the only card he's playing in multiples, and if he hits a second one, then he has to... He basically loses everything. So if he finds his 3rd Tainted Pact here, he's just super dead, right there. So all of those get exiled, he gets nothing. GG.
Yeah, I think that's... Looks like we're going to just make Aaron do it, but looks like the game is functionally concluded.
Oh, yeah.
Beats by friends.
And
that will do it. That'll be the match.
Ouch.
So asking that first all-important question, like Quinn was mentioning, can this deck beat Grixis Delver? That match didn't look super great, but I will say that seemed to be an extremely strong Grixis Delver showing.
I know.
Everything went great.
That all went perfect. And we saw that, Austin had opportunities to basically completely shut down Delver, but those were sort of stymied by timely counter spells and things like that.
Yeah, Aaron's hand lined up extremely well both times against them. So looks like he did bring in that Golgari Charm and that Dark Blast.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I would have thought about that Rest in Peace, but perhaps that's just me.
Yeah.
It looks like
So Daze comes out. That makes sense.
Engineered Plague.
Engineered Plague.
Eek.
I guess, do you name Elemental on that, or do you name Wizard for the Pyromancer?
Probably Wizard shrinks the Delver too.
That, yeah.
Right?
Would that kill the Delver as it comes into play?
I believe it would, and the flip Delver would only be a 2/1.
Does that kill his own Snapcasters? But I guess he's not playing the Snapcaster for the body as much as he is the...
There's only one, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Aaron brought in some Pyroblast and Prices of Pragas, and they're running for one of my favorite cards.
Yeah.
Punishing Mana-Base Hubris.
Oh, yeah. So I maintain that I think Tainted Pact has some game against this.
Absolutely.
I think that was an unfortunate...
Yeah. That's the thing, Grixis Delver is humming on all cylinders and nothing's going wrong.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's got the consistency that I think the Tainted Pact in many ways is not bringing to the table.
Right. I mean, just sort of by design in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah. Is it Grixis Delver? No. Can it be Grixis Delver? I
I think
it's got a chance. Maybe we'll rematch at some point,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
All right, so we're gonna switch out here.
All right.